August 9th in United States history, 1859, Otis Tufts patents the first passenger elevator in the U.S. 1945, U.S. drops second atomic bomb. Fat Man on Nagasaki, Japan, destroying part of the city. 1974, Richard Nixon resigns as President of the U.S. and Vice President Gerald Ford swears the oath of office to take his place as the 38th U.S. President.